Hi everyone, Francisco here from the Candidly Created Studios. Sorry that we've been MIA for the past few months. We've been pretty busy with some location shoots, audition sessions, and some studio work here in the studio. We're happy to bring you some updates. We have the biggest update of all, which is that we've incorporated the Nikon Z9 into our studio. We purchased this one back in 2022, and we've just added a second one to our workflow, and we're really excited to tell you about some pros and cons that we like about the system. So we're going to tell you a little bit about the lighting setup that we have for today's shoots. We have two rim lights in the back. They each have barn doors and a grid on them. That way we can really control the highlights on the dancer that we're going to be working with today. We also have the ProPhoto D2 back there with a stripped softbox and a grid on it. And that's to create a little bit of a gradient effect on the background that we're going to be playing with today. Most of today's first set of photos is going to be with a backlit sort of high key effect on the photos, and then we're going to have this ProPhoto D2 over here to act as a fill. Right now it's at the lowest setting of power, and then we're going to pump it up depending on what we feel is necessary. For today's shoot, we're working with the lovely Lucy. She's been in many times before, so she might be familiar to some of you if you follow us. She's a dancer now with Complexions Contemporary Ballet Company, and we're excited to have her back with us here in Denver for the shoot.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I am currently a company member with Complexions Contemporary Ballet. I have been taking photos with Candidly Created since 2016, so it's been a while now. I love the environment here. I'm super comfortable, and that allows me to get the best product and the best photos, and I really love the way that they always turn out. That's why I keep coming back.
I wanted to tell you a few things that we really love about the Z9, especially in the studio. The biggest thing for me is that it tethers via USB-C, so that also allows it to charge while you're shooting, so I don't have to worry anymore about changing batteries while we're shooting, so there's no interruption there. It also lets you live view as you shoot, which you couldn't do with the D850. And for me, for example here, I don't have to be crouching down anymore to be looking through the viewfinder. I can simply tilt the screen up and I can see what's happening, and I can actually look and capture the peak of the movement a little bit easier because I'm actually able to see it and rely on the autofocus, which is amazing, especially for Nikon users that haven't experienced that until now. It's really great, it's really reliable, especially in the studio setting. So we had a little bit of a change of plans with our lighting. We originally had the stripped softbox on the Pro Photos trying to create a gradient. We got that gradient, but we didn't love it. So we ended up changing plans so that we could complement what she's wearing first, which is this beautiful dress. We ended up turning off the rim lights, taking that strip box and just pointing it to her and having a small fill from the front. So we have this like moody, very cold, almost like Moorish type of feel to the photo, and this is what we're ending up with. Another thing we really like about the Z9 is that it shoots 20 frames per second raw. In the studio, that's great because we're really only limited by the recycling time of our lights. So as soon as they're ready, the camera is ready. But honestly, where we use that most is in our performance photography. And that's really where it just, lets loose. So as part of this project, we wanted to capture some detailed shots of the dancers. So we actually moved on to do some detailed shots cropped in on their feet and their hands. We used a posing box. We used the backlights for this one with a little bit of fill from the front, and this is what we're getting. Really been trying to rack our brains to figure out if there's anything about the Z9 that we don't like. And honestly, for the types of usage that we put the camera through, I have no complaints about it. It's really enjoyable to use. I know a lot of sports photographers, wildlife photographers that have to capture, fast action, say it's not the most reliable autofocus system out there. There are other systems that are, maybe stickier with their autofocus, but for the things that we use it for, it's above and beyond anything that we've ever had with Nikon. It's a really great system overall. I mean, if I had to, nitpick, some smaller things, we had to change the type of memory card that we use to upgrade to the CF Express card. So there's an additional cost there, just making that change. We'll eventually have to buy new, mirrorless lenses that go with this one and not use the adapter that we've currently have on the camera. So those are just initial investments in changing over to this new ecosystem for the mirrorless cameras. But overall, it's probably my favorite camera that I've ever owned. For probably our last lighting setup, we're using these stripped softboxes here with grids on them on the ProPhoto D2s. We're gonna have Lucy in a sequency corset, and we're gonna see how we can maybe use some rear curtain sync with our flashes to get a little bit of movement and then some sparkle at the end of that shot. See if it works, maybe it will, maybe it won't. These corsets are really great. They're sent to us by Corsetry, which is a really great company, and they have a wide variety of them in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and this one's a lot of fun. All right, so that's a wrap on our shoot today. I want to thank Lucy for being such a wonderful model. Every time she comes in, it's such a joy to work with you. She's the first in the line of dancers that we have coming in for our fine art project. We will be releasing some of those images, doing some more videos on that project to explain what our concepts are, what the thought process is, how our lighting works. Keep watching our videos for that content, and in the meantime, make sure to subscribe.